First and foremost, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Board 42's meeting. If you are a guest, you are definitely welcome as well. We want to welcome everyone back. We should have been trying to get to you about 2 weeks earlier, and we apologize for that. But we were preparing to go down to the IAABO conference. Our President Mike Howard, would you come on and say a few words and give us an update on what happened at the conference, please?
Okay, good evening. Tonight's meeting, our agenda will cover 4 areas concerns. The IAABO spring meeting, which took place in Ocean City, next step for officials post-high school season, dudes, updates and understanding the requirements for the dudes, and upcoming events. So to begin, I'll say welcome, fellow Board 42 officials. Truly appreciate your participation tonight. Before I go into the first area of concern, I don't want to leave this part out regarding COVID-19. According to Dr. Anthony Fauci, do not take a victory lap on this situation. Okay, the numbers continue to rise, and this disease will truly take you into darkness, and I'm living proof of that. So this is not the time to take a victory lap on this COVID-19. Stay ahead of it. Your choice with the mask or not the mask, but please stay ahead of it. Now is not the time to celebrate. To go into our agenda, the first thing, IAABO spring meeting was held in Ocean City, Maryland, and the New York City representation was truly strong. I'm talking about Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. We had good representation, and 2 Board 42 honorees received the 50 years of service with IAABO. William Bill Modest received his award. He was in attendance. Unfortunately, Fred Ellis was not in attendance, but I personally handed him his award as soon as we got back. So this was a real good event, and I really stress that more people come down. We have a spring meeting and the fall meeting. The fall meetings when they go over the new rules and it gets a little bit more in depth. So if you can take the opportunity to get down and join us, it's a nice weekend. With that being said, I want to get into part 2, the next steps for officials, and I'll turn that over to Bernard. You're mute.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for that update. We did have a great time. We did do a lot of fellowship and networking with a lot of folks from a lot of the different boards. I was very happy to sit down and talk with Board 185, Board 9, 127. They're looking forward to participating in anything that we're actually doing from our perspective as a board to get information and cross-reference and bring some of their officials to things that we're doing in the city. And we're going to try our best to make sure that we cross-reference that with officials from the island, from Staten Island into the city events, and hopefully they'll do the same thing for us. Our next steps for officials for post-season of high school season. So we had a high school season. There was a lot of things that went on. We know this was an off-balance type of season, but some of the things that we could address, and I want us to address them now, we want to bring it to all the board members. Go to the PSAL website. And if you go to the PSL website, please do it this month, do it next month. Do your W-9 forms are there. The information about being fingerprinted and any availability forms, get that information. It's on the website. Let that be something of urgency, because again, high school season is actually 3 months of basketball. You're an IAABO official, which is a 12-month program that you sign up for or you pay dues to be part of. And we're expecting you to take full advantage of that. But the high school season is something that you have to have certain things in compliance with in order to be assigned basketball games. That was one of the big things we found out this year, where a lot of folks did not get their availability filled because they weren't fingerprinted or they had to be fingerprinted or whatever it might have been. But the reality of it is we're bringing that to the attention to all the board members now So let's be proactive instead of reactive on that matter. Summer leagues. There are going to be a lot of summer leagues coming up. Recommendation is know your signers. Know what the signers that are out there and available, and know the venues that you're going to work in. When we talk about dues in a little while, some of that dues has a lot to do with it because of the mere fact that you have dues, and if you don't have dues paid, you're not in compliance, and you also don't have insurance. And that's important for you to be out officiating basketball any place to have insurance under the IAABO umbrella. If you're not in good standings, that's something that Vic could talk about that a little bit later. Summer leagues are going to be around. You have some, like I said, you have some assigners that you know, some of them you don't know. Get to network a little bit to try to pick up on working on your craft so you can work basketball games this summer. And if you want to go someplace and work, go see the place before you go work it. That's a recommendation. Just don't pick up and say, I'm an IAABO official. I'm just going to go and referee this basketball game up in Hoboken, New Jersey. You don't know the community. You don't know what's going on. Be aware of where you're going to be working over the summer. You should have gotten an email if you have not. If you are interested, I am going to be the director at a basketball referee camp. I have some clinicians that'll be coming in.
You see my face.
Some of them are PSAL
My
officials.
iPad on.
Some of them are PSAL officials. Some of them are private school official. I'm sorry, assigners from PSAL. Some of them are assigners from the private schools. Some are recreational assigners, and we have some college clinicians that'll be coming in. That camp is going to be held at Allen Garden, May 27th to the 29th. You should have gotten a flyer. On that flyer, that's the attachment. Is a link to register. We're hoping to do it in the most professional way as possible. You need to register early. We're only taking a limited amount of folks. When you push that link, you can go ahead and register with all your information. We have a spreadsheet. We will have a Zoom session prior to the camp that Wednesday prior to the camp. If your phone is not on mute, would you please mute it for us? Thank you. So that camp is going to be May 27th through the 29th. If you need additional information, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to forward that information out back to you. You can send it to me via email. Something I think is very important for us to all understand. We're not bigger than the game. Regardless of how many years you have in the game, you always need a mentor. Some of us do not think about having a mentor. It is so important. I feel it's so important every day to speak to people about having someone to talk about a game, talk about a situation. Feel that person out to see how you don't want a yes-er person. You want a person that's going to be truthful to you. But my suggestion is over this summer, please, everyone take a moment to start thinking about how are you going to get and why should you have a mentor? A mentor is going to help build you, going to take you to different locations. They're going to introduce you to people. They're going to, critique you, be honest. If you're not in the situation that you should be in as you think you might be, there's something that you have to be evaluating. Take that feedback, not criticism. Take that feedback as something of growth, utilize that growth and become a better official. Okay. If you're looking for a mentor and you don't have one, please reach out. Please reach out. There's a lot of officials. They want to be mentors, but they want someone to ask them. And there's nothing wrong with asking another official that's been officiating a long period of time. One person that I'm going to throw out there, he don't know this, but Darryl Perry is a big mentor to a lot of folks. He doesn't look for it. People go to him. He asks for information. He is someone that you can go to and ask. So I don't feel a problem with using his name as one of those people that you can go and ask who's still out in the officiating community. And you all see him on different courts refereeing basketball. Okay. Is there any questions so far? If you want to put them in the chat, that we'll go through them. But just write them down exactly what's going on so that you have something on your mind you want to say. You can actually say it as I'm going through this. Update, I'm going to give it to Victor for a minute so Victor can give us a little update and understanding about our dues. Victor, are you available?
Yes, I am. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? Dues. Okay, so you had all the good news. Now you're going to find the intricate part of organization, which is the business part. So the dues were due December 31st. We had the extension to March 31st. To that extension, out of approximately, let's say 295, only 190 individuals paid their dues. Again, out of 295, 195 members paid their dues. And that's a problem. So what I'm asking, and I am going to go on a meeting or have a meeting tomorrow with the national, Donnie Epley, he's having a meeting with all the secretaries tomorrow, and he's going to tell us the state of the craft, the state of the organization in reference to dues, and how much the late fees are going to be levied to every member that has not paid their dues. I'll say it again. There's going to be a meeting tomorrow with Donnie Epley, and he's going to tell us or tell me how much he's going to charge every member that has not paid their dues. I'm a little concerned about that. And so if you have not paid your dues, please contact me and let me know if there's a problem, we could work something out. But I will not, and again, I will not pay the dues for somebody who has not contacted me. I don't know what the MO was in prior years, and I'm pretty sure they're doing the same thing I'm doing. If you don't pay your dues, you're dropped. There will be an administration fee levied to any individual that has been dropped. So if you're dropped from the system, they will charge you a certain amount of money, besides the late fee, to be put back inside the system. So this could be costly. So now let's go in reference to what the dues and what the dues is for. I'm sorry, let me just turn this on. I apologize. Any event, so your dues pays for your insurance. That's a big part. It allows you to get different training apparatus on the IAABO website. You will see plays. You will get feedback in reference to plays. They will ask you, what did you see? So there's a lot of things that you do get in reference to being a dues paying member. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of things you get being a dues paying member. You get a book that gives you the rules, the regulations, and then again, it allows you also to reach out to other officials in reference to camps. It gives you the information, things like that. So again, dues are very, very important. Please pay your dues as soon as possible. If you have a problem, please get back in touch with me or contact Mike or contact Bernard. If there are any questions, I'll take them. Please put them in the chat or even speak up now if you have any questions in reference to the dues. And again, the last part, we're going to be reaching out to TJ, who is one of the individuals in administration who will give somewhat of a seminar in reference to the things that are available in IAABO, which we'll be able to utilize. Okay, so that's something that Bernard and Mike are working on, that sometime in the future, we'll get in touch with one of the officials in IAABO and they will come on. This will, I'm sorry, my mother's trying to reach me, and my mother's 90 years old, so I apologize. But again, TJ and if somebody from IAABO will come on and give us some insight what's available in reference to IAABO and how we can utilize it. Okay, so if any questions, please ask it. If not, you can email me.
Great, thanks, Victor. And hope your mom is fine. Yes, TJ did come on for us last year, and he did a great presentation. We will definitely get him back. We saw him at the conference. He's directly working under the umbrella of IAABO now, and I sit on the educational committee with him. He has offered his help in anything he can do to enlighten anything that's going on from IAABO to our board, so we will utilize that connection. Going back to what Victor said, you don't pay your dues, you're not insured. We're going to make it a precedence to talk to the PSAL assigners, the Ivy assigners, the Catholic school assigners, and all recreational assigners, including myself. If you're not IAABO certified, insured, in good standings, please don't ask me for any games, because I will not be assigning any games to anyone that's not in compliance with this board. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This is Logan. How you
Yes.
doing?
Good. And yourself?
I'm okay. So do you get a card or something that says that you're in good standing, or?
Yes. That card will be given to you by Victor. If
Okay.
you haven't gotten a card already, and I know, Mike, you're one of the new officials coming in, I believe he will be giving you a card, which you already got a book because you went in when you took the class. So you will be getting an ID card that shows that you're an IAABO official and in good standings for that upcoming year.
Thank
And
you.
actually, anytime you walk into a gym, if somebody wants to ask you that question, you can always pull that card out and show it to them as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
This week, Stop and Shop for
And
great
is
deals.
there any other
Stop and
questions?
Shop or Cokespire.
Any other questions related to that? Great. So I know I personally have spoken to a number of officials who have already contacted Victor. It was just something that we felt we needed to bring up and emphasize to the fact that we want everybody in the organization and the board to be in compliance, and let's do it in a professional way and in a timely manner. And that will be very much appreciated. If you can comply, fine. If there's an issue, please reach out. So this way we're all on the same page and we're here to help. So we don't want less members, we want more members. Upcoming events. We have some upcoming events. We're doing something helping out with the Special Olympics. Actually, next week, all of the candidates, because the Special Olympics, they may not be a big high school style game, but they're still basketball players. And we want them to have officiating. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to take some of the younger officials or the newer officials. They're going to coming over to help out with the Special Olympics next week. Somebody else would like to know some information about it, please reach out to me. I will be on site. Chris Solano is going to be on site. Victor may be on site. I know Randy may be on site. So please, we're just looking for participation. And if you want to, you're welcome. If you can't, we understand. It's not a problem. There's a picnic coming up. Saboa is giving a picnic. We all know who Saboa is. And I'm happy to be a member. And I want to see everyone on board 42 be involved with Saboa, as well as being a board 42 member. There's a picnic that's going to be happening at FDR Park, August 27th. More information will be coming, but we want to, reach out to all the board 42 members to let them all know if you're not a Saboa member, there's a day to come out and network. It's gonna probably be a registration table if you'd like to join. We would like for you to join so that this way we can build our membership on that side as well. And hopefully with that, building and being in compliance, there's opportunities for you to go ahead and officiate, because there may be some, Kelsey Stephen does the assigning out of Saboa umbrella. But at the end of the day, if I can help him in any way, I always do. We can use the officials. We are trying to use the black and gold when we are doing Saboa games, or if they're assigned directly to Saboa. So that's something that we're adding to this as a conversation for us to all be on the same page. We're all officials and we all know where we started from. And a lot of us who have not started from Saboa, but there are many of us that have. And we would like to, just let everybody know that it's going to be a great picnic on August 27th up at FDR Park. Plenty of food, plenty of networking, plenty of laughs, and hopefully have a good time. I know everybody's waiting for this one. We did contact the same location that we've been having banquets. They're back in action. We're looking to do a banquet mid-September, September 14th. It's a Wednesday evening. Mike, thank you for all that work and trying to get all that together. But we're looking to have a nice banquet, same 4-hour window, having a good evening, again, networking, and possibly that'd be our kickoff to the fall season. And hopefully we'll have a guest speaker that can come and speak to us, and we can have a good network night with one another as a board. Are there any questions?
Yeah, good afternoon, Bernard. This is Mark Guy. How we doing?
How you doing, sir?
Okay, about Saboa dues, who can I contact to pay some Saboa dues? Because I haven't paid that in a while since the pandemic and everything.
I tell you what we can do. You can either email me, and then you can go directly, and I'll get you directly to that person. Victor,
Okay, that person's on the phone. I mean, on the Zoom, and you could send that directly to Victor Fleming. And you email me and I will send you the exact address you can send it to.
Okay, thank you, Vic. One more question. I never ever received a certificate as an IAABO official, certified official. How do I go about getting that?
Do you want to take care of that, Bernard?
No, you're the secretary.
Okay, so again, contact me offline and I will discuss it with Bernard and Mike, and we will look inside the system, find out the date that you became an official, and hopefully we'll be able to give you some type of certificate to state the time and the year that you became an official. I'll be looking in the system, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that, Victor.
The one reason why I didn't want to bombard Victor's wearing 2 hats and plus plenty more. So the bottom line is any information that's related to the board's business, please just send the email. You can always CC Mike, CC myself, but direct it to Victor. There's something personal that you want to talk to one of us about, you have our numbers. It's on the website or our personal emails. You can always reach out to any of us to say what we need to say. But regarding the picnic and information about Saboa, Victor would be a contact as well. And we'd be happy for you to speak to him on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Excuse me, Bernard, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
At the banquet on September 14th, I know you're doing it different, but when you come to the dues, do you have to have a money order or do you take cash?
I would prefer to say that we will be taking, checks or checks or money orders. But if you got cash, I think Victor will be happy to take it as well. Or we will be happy to take it as well. The goal is to have, we spoke to some of the boards just to give you some insight. And a lot of the boards, they're almost 98% in compliance with paying their dues in a timely manner. To a certain degree, as a board member, being on the executive board, being part of your team, it's somewhat insulting to us, those who do pay on time, and those who are refereeing a lot of basketball, because some of the guys work a lot of recreational basketball for me. And when I saw the list and saw that they have not paid, very unprofessional. This is a profession that you got to conduct yourself in a professional way. If you want to grow, you want to do things in a professional way. And paying your dues is being part of your responsibility, because at the end of the day, if you have a driver's license without a car and your license expire, you're going to renew your license even if you don't have a vehicle. So it doesn't mean that because you're not officiating a game that you don't pay your dues. And again, the high school season is approximately 3 months. IAABO's organization is a year-round 12-month organization, and it also covers you for insurances. And those are the big things that we want. We have had a number of officials get hurt during games or after games, and we want to make sure that they're all in compliance. And Victor's doing a great job of trying to comply to everything that we need to do as a board, and staying on the phone to make sure that we are in compliant. And at the end of the day, if we cannot help him help us, it's unfair to him, and it's unfair to yourself, and it's unfair to all of us as his board members.
Bernard,
Yes, sir.
so I just saw something in the chat asking, are the dues, is the banquet included in the dues? So I want everybody to be very, very clear. The banquet is a fringe benefit. It's a fringe benefit. In other words, if there is room in the budget and we're able to maneuver, then we're able to do extra. But no, the banquet is not part of your dues. And I know we've been given or having a banquet for a number of years. All prices have increased. The cost of the books have increased, but your dues have stayed the same. So no, it is not part of your dues. It's a fringe benefits from the prior administration, and we're trying to do it with this administration. Next year, we cannot promise to say that there's going to be money available to have a banquet. So again, I'm the guy that brings the bad news. We were lucky to have enough funds available this year to have a banquet, but the price that we,
Jesse
the price
Mitchell,
that,
S2 News.
the price that we used to pay. Okay, could somebody's phone is, okay. The price that we used to pay has increased at least 20%. Then the amount of individuals that paid their dues are down 25%. So our break-even analysis is not the same. So again, no, the dues do not cover the banquet. It's how we maneuver the budget, enable us to have a banquet. All right, so it's a year-by-year situation that we have to look at. Are there any questions in reference to that? Hopefully I've been clear to say, no, it's not.
Victor, thank you very much. Let me just say this. That clarification was truly needed, because a number of people always felt over the years, and I've been around about 40, that your dues pays for the banquet. No, your dues pay for all those things Victor mentioned, your book, your insurance. Okay, so thank you very much, Victor, for bringing that clarification. At this point, Bernard, if you want to take a couple of questions, if there are any in the chat before we conclude, you can do that, and then you just turn it back to me and we'll conclude it and call it a night. I think it was very productive. But if you got anything in the chat, you just go ahead and go with it.
I don't see anything in the chat, but if anyone has a comment or something that you want to ask, please ask that question. You'll unmute yourself and go ahead and ask. Now, I know there's a lot of
Excuse me.
Yes.
My name is Robert Cole. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say that thank you to everyone who has helped us get this basketball season through. I know it was very hard on signers. I know it was very hard on administration here, but I mean, we came through and we were able to, successfully have a season. And I, for one, am very thankful to everyone. So I just wanted to say thank you.
And thank you as well. Yes. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Jimmy Atkins, I would like, there's two questions I would like to ask. All right, one is for the banquet. If you attend the banquet, and you paid your dues, but you said it doesn't count, how much will that banquet cost if you attend?
You're saying if you didn't pay your dues?
No, I paid my dues, but I'm just asking, if you attend the banquet, how much it will cost to get in the banquet?
Bernard, can I answer that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, as I stated, it's a fringe benefit. So this is something that the board is going to give you as a member, and it's not promised every year, but it will not cost you. If you paid your dues, it will not cost you anything to come to the banquet. If you did not pay your dues, then that's something that will be discussed in the near future amongst the executive board. But Jimmy, you paid your dues. We'll be happy to see you at the banquet.
Okay, thank you. Now, there's the other question I want to ask. It's pretty serious about, all right, people that didn't get vaccinated, will we be able to referee next season in the fall?
That's something that we can't make that call for, because again, just like they lifted certain things today, you can't guarantee what's not going to be lifted tomorrow, or what may be mandates that may come in place or placed in place that's out of our control. It's not in our control to say, oh yeah, we're going to be officiating next year regardless of what's going to go on. We just a service. We provide a service to, different venues. And if those venues are there, we're going to provide officials to go ahead and officiate those games.
Understandable. It's understandable. Okay.
And can I answer your other question or add to your question? You stated if a person didn't pay their dues and they wanted to come to the banquet, why would you want to come to a banquet that you don't want to be participate in, and by paying your dues? That's just my thought process. If you're going to take yourself away from it, why would you come and pay for? You might as well just pay your dues and just come on and participate. Nita, you had a question?
Yes, I do. Good evening, everybody. I'm a little bit late because I'm on the job. Sorry about that. I'm still working. But needed to know, as far as the banquet is concerned, is there a definite date for that event? Or we're just going to go and you guys figure out when's a good time to have it at that time?
Mike, you want to answer that?
We're looking at September 14th. I spoke with Villa Barone, and that date has been penciled in for us. After this meeting tonight, we'll go ahead and put it in ink, September 14th at Villa Barone.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question
Yes,
about the banquet. Two questions. One is, when are the tickets going to be available? And is there a limit on how many people you can bring?
That would be something for us to discuss as far as bringing a visitor or a guest. That will actually be for you. So we have not thought about adding a guest or a price. So it's actually for yourself.
Okay. So I was thinking about, like bringing family, friends, whatever,
That is something that can be done. I can't guarantee that until we sit down and talk about it. first and foremost, we want to make sure all the members go. And if they don't, if we don't get members to participate in paying their dues, then that's another issue as far as a head count in order to get into the establishment.
Got you.
Hi, this is Gina. I've been on this board for a very long time, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who assumed, I guess I can say that since things have changed now, that your dues were a part of the banquet. What I'm hearing tonight is like a rule change. So I want to know, when was the breakdown of a communication regarding the banquet? When did that happen?
No, brother, let me take this. Gina, Mike Howard here. So, all the years that I've been in IAABO, your dues were your dues. The banquet was like a gift. Your dues, you were in good standing, and then you was invited to the banquet as long as the organization was in good standing. That money was never part of your dues for IAABO.
Okay, I understand what you're saying today, but what I'm saying as far as long as you've been a member, it was under the assumption, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who saw it that way, felt that it was that way, or whatever. I don't have a problem with how you guys are saying it today, but I'm just want a clarification. That's all.
Okay, I hope I did that for you, because it was never ever, that was just your dues was your dues. And if the organization was in good standing, then you were able to have a banquet. And I'll go back even further. I've been around 40 years before that. They used to have it in the high school cafeteria and have pizza and beer. That's the way it was done. But the dues has never been, just to answer your question, has never been a fee for the banquet. That's been your dues to cover your insurance, your membership to IAABO, etc.
Okay, thank you.
I got you. B, anything else?
Yeah, we got a question.
One more question, guys. As far as the, I know that it's almost in June, but the coming season, you will send out a blast as far as the IAABO meeting, 142 meetings. Are we going to hopefully resume visual or in person? That's something you're going to be working on down the road?
Absolutely.
I would say yes. We just have to look at how this CDC thing works. That's why we picked out in September for the banquet to see how this COVID-19 thing pans out, because that part we don't know yet. As we get a little closer, then we'll make a decision on that.
Okay, thank you.
We'll hope to be announcing that and confirming it via email after Mike speaks to them again, and knowing that, and if that's another incentive, as like Gina was just talking about, of everybody paying your dues, knowing you're coming to a banquet, that's a win-win. You know, we definitely will be having a banquet. As long as they say that we can get in that place, we already got a date, we're ready to rock and roll, we want it to happen. There was another question that was out here. How are we enforcing the dues payments now and moving forward? Like Victor said, he's gonna speak to Donnie tomorrow from IAABO, and they're having a meeting. We're not looking for late fees. We're not looking to penalize anyone. It's just a matter of respect and being part of a board. Handle your business. And if that's part of your business to be part of a member, just do and be compliant with, being in compliance manner, And second, the biggest part of it, we all do taxes. It's $100 dues. Write it off on your taxes. It's nothing but a business expense. So with $100 that you're doing, you're going to write it off as your gas that you went to a game and whatever. So let's not make that a hang up. I'm saying that because I know it, and I don't look at it as a hang up. I just look at it as being lazy and want to take things for granted. Let's stop taking things for granted. Let's be part of the team. Let's comply like everybody else is and do it in a timely manner. And I feel that we'll always move forward as an organization, as a group. Any questions? Mike, you want to close this out?
Okay, let me say this. First of all, thank everybody for their participation tonight. I'd like to add that former Board 42 member, Mr. Hugh Evans, was recently selected to be inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame as a referee. So that's one of our home guys, and I think we should acknowledge that part for his hard work. You know, he put 28 years in the NBA, and he came out of Board 42, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. With that being said, I thank you for your participation tonight. Be
Mike.
safe, be well.
Mike, before you finish, one thing, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Just to let everybody know, right now, we had 289 members. We only have 70 members on the call.
Listen,
And we should at least share that information with others that were not on the call and take a little bit more consideration and professionalism about being responsible for being a board member. That's all I got to say with that. So to have 210 plus people not on the call, that's not cool at all. So pass that word. Mike, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No problem. Hey, listen, everybody, just be safe, be well. And it's your call if you want to wear the mask tonight. And thank you again. Have a good evening.
Ryan and Michelle is going away this
Good
week.
evening, everyone, and thank you all. Have a
South
good night. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah, but we're gonna make it out there.
Have a good evening, everyone.